Hello everybody, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. My voice is slowly getting a little bit better, but today we are going to be sealing up these beautiful vessels that we have made. So if you remember in one of my last videos, I did say I will do a little series, a two-part series of sealing up the concrete vessels that we're making. So I'm going to pop the camera around so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'll show you what I'm actually using to do mine. And a little disclaimer, everybody, please do your own research on the sealer that suits you and also suits your insurance, because you will need to let your insurance company know what one you're using and whether it works. And of course you must test it. I have tested this and it works like a dream. I'm very happy with it. But you know, it's always a learning curve, isn't it? So we're always learning. But anyway, let's get into this video on how to seal these candles. Now, to seal these candles, there's a couple of things you want to do. So first of all, we just need one of these cheap little foam brushes. These ones are the best. There's lots of others you can use, but these ones seem to leave less amount of marks on them. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. You can either water down your solution, your sealing solution, or you can just use it straight. I've tried both ways. Honestly, it's just fine not to water it down and leave it its full strength. So that's what I suggest. And then I've just got a little container where I'm just going to pour some of it in. And this is the one that I'm using. I know it is ripped off, but this one here is called the jesminite sealer. So this is a sealer for, you know, your typical like concrete or stone. These ones I'm using a hydrostone, so they are a cement stone base. And you can see now that they're white. So if you can see this sort of whitish color, that's the color that they're going to be when they're dried out. These have been drying out for 5 to 7 days, and I will show you how you can tell when they're not ready. So I do have ones here. Now you can see how even inside it looks grey, but this will go to a white color. So these ones are not ready to be sealed. So don't seal them if they're not ready, because what will actually happen is it will mean that it will trap water inside and they will lose their strength. So we definitely need to do that. And once again, that's one that's got the black in, and you can see the white kind of sheen, and the same as the apricot one. So now what we're going to do, as I said, is here I have my sealant, and just behind the camera, I'm actually, let me just move it over here. Let me move the camera a weeny bit so that you can see, and to give it a bit of a shake. Now this is non-toxic. It's also a water base. And if I'm honest, it reminds me of PVA glue. That's what it reminds me of, but don't use PVA, please use the right thing. This has been designed for these type of jars, so we're just going to pour a little bit in that. And basically what I do is I give them a seal twice. So I only do once on the outside because I don't really want the outside to be super glossy. But on the inside, I definitely give it 2 coats. All we're going to do is literally just, I'll go around and then I'll show you. So obviously we want the bottom to make sure that it's totally sealed. So if you can kind of see, it will look a little wet, but only just dip the corner. So, you know, because you don't want too much on this brush. If you get too much on the brush, it will take forever just to dry. So that's what I do. Or you can get a smaller brush. I did have one, but I'm not sure where I've actually put it. And basically we're just going to go around the inside, and this will dry real fast. It only takes maybe I'm going to say like 20 minutes to dry at the very most. Like sometimes in 10 minutes it will be dry. So usually what I do, because I've got these ones here, is I'm going to go around and then seal the tops, and then I'll go around to the outside after. So, and then I'm just going to sit it down here. I have actually got it sitting on some bake proof paper. Now can you see that little mark just here? That's because I've sprayed it a tiny bit, you know, a little bit flicked off from the other thing. So you'll definitely see their color transformation. And when I do the outside, you will see it will give it, it brings out the color and will just give it a little bit of a shine. So the one that I'm using here, I chose the gloss. Now, when I say gloss, it's not really glossy. To be really honest with you, it's not super glossy or anything like that. It's just got more of a satiny sort of shine. And now that no, I won't do that one. We'll wait until it dries and then I'll show you. But so to do the outside, I usually just hold my hand in here, and if you hold your hand, push your hand to the edge of the jar, it's not going to come off. And basically this is all I do for the outside, because the outside's not doing anything but literally just, you know, giving it a quick seal. It's not doing anything too, you know, dramatic, but the inside is stopping any wax from seeping out of the jar, because obviously that's the main thing we want, to make sure that that is 100% sealed. You can also buy these little silicone bottoms if you want to put on the bottom of yours. I'm not going to, because I actually like mine to be a little bit organic looking, and it will have a professional sticker that will sit on the bottom. So once we've done this bit, make sure you wipe any drips off, because we don't want an ugly drip down the side. And once this is ready, then I'm literally just going to easily pick it up and just do that. We'll wipe off my fingerprint with, you know, just go over it a little bit. But basically this is it. You know, honestly, it's really, really simple. It's not hard at all, and I was really nervous about it. I've tested all of these as well. They work super duper well. Like I said, I've not had any with leaks of or any spotting kind of marks from the wax. I've had nothing at all. So that's what I like. But if you go to your local hardware store, they also do have sealants. The main thing that I would be looking for, if you know, because every country has different sealants, I would definitely be looking for something that is non-toxic and water-based. I think that's important because you've got to remember it's got a flame in there, so we don't want anything that can be, you know, toxic or anything like that. So please make sure that you double check that it's okay to use with a candle. So these ones are suggested, this particular one I'm using the seal with, this is suggested for what I'm doing, so that's why I decided to use it. And it's super good, like I said, honestly, and I've done a few, like I've got a few little testing ones that I'm going about as well. Now lots of you will have seen me make these particular jars as well. And these jars that we're sealing today, these are all for a lovely lady, Janelle. So these will all be going to Tasmania in Australia to her. And she will be selling these off once she puts her own wax in, because she's going to be making the candles herself. I'm just getting the jars organized for her, making sure that they're looking beautiful. And make sure you do the tops as well, just in case, you know, you get any residue of wax or anything like that on them. And it's quite simple, really, as you can see. Like basically you're just going to go around the brush around the outside and on the top, and then once this is ready, like I said, we'll flip it, we'll do one coat on the outside, and then we will come back and do another coat on the inside to make sure they're beautiful. And I will show you one that I've done. You honestly can't see that it's like super shiny, because I didn't want them super shiny. I wanted like a more of an organic-y matte sort of look. So oh, and I do have these little cutie ones. Aren't these darling? These are one of my new ones. So I'll show you on the outside of this, so you can see it's kind of matte. And then once we put this on, can you see how it brings out that color? It's not going to stay as shiny as that. Once it dries, it will dry more of a satin kind of feel. But I mean, doesn't that look so pretty? And you can see how it straight away brings out the color and makes these ones beautiful. This is a special one that Janelle doesn't know, but she will know when she sees this video. I've actually made this specially for her. It's just a little special one for her, so I hope she loves it. I know she will. But anyway, that one's just a little one for her to use for herself. So I hope she loves it. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things as well now that we're doing this. So these were my original candles, and they're still fine in a tin, but you can see the difference between having that to that. This one definitely looks much more luxurious and beautiful. I've got these molds here from a company, I think it's called Bodhi. I can't quite remember, But anyway, they're from, I think it's a German mold, and I got them from Etsy, from a small company. Oh no, it's called Donny, actually, D-O-N-Y. So that's where I've actually got my ones from. Sorry, I had a phone call, so in the middle of me filming. Now, this is one that I've done, so you can see it's got a slight sort of satiny shine, but it's not totally glossy. And this one is ready. It will just have its label on the bottom. Make sure you put your safety warning still on the bottoms. And look how beautiful they look. Now, one thing I do say all the time, please don't be finicky and a perfectionist on the top. Obviously, we want them to look nice and smooth, but you don't need to make sure that the tops are so smooth that there's not a bump and a lump. When you see one at the shop, they usually have paraffin. That's how you can tell when one is shiny and perfect at the top, because paraffin will do that. Myself, I don't use paraffins. I just try and keep it as natural as I can. I either use soy or coconut soy. These are all coconut soy. My waxes come from Pure Candle Supplies, as do you know, your wicks inside. And the best way to actually find out what wick to use is if you go onto any website that sells wicks, they will usually tell you the circumference of the jar. So just measure the inner circumference and then obviously test to see that it works in the jar that you're using. That's how you can tell. It gives you a bit of a guide for the wick. So I'm sure that you'll agree. I mean, look how lovely they look. I'll show you actually the big ones as well, because I have two sizes. And before we do that, so I'm going to have professional boxing made, but in the meantime, I've got these little black ones, and this is one that I've already made, and I will show you. It fits pretty much perfect in here. So that's basically inside, and then of course it's going to seal up in these beautiful black ones, and it will have a little label on top, but hopefully in a couple months time I will be able to afford the professional boxes for those. But in the meantime, I've got those black ones because I'm about to list these wholesale on Fair, which I haven't done yet, but I definitely will do them as well. So hopefully we will get going. Now, can you see how it looks kind of dark here? That's the one that I've already done. So it will look a little bit darker. And then that's how you can tell the bit that you've kind of gone around. But like I said, you're doing 2 coats, so that way you'll know that, you know, you'll know when it's going to look good or not. So done, I should say. But yeah, I hope that this has been helpful, because a few people have asked me what I'm sealing them with. And you know, as I said, a bit of a disclaimer, please double check you know, yourself. Please do your own research. You know, this is what works for me. It may not work for you. You may be using a different wax. Your process could be different. So all of these things are really, really important to make sure that, you know, you're doing all your due diligence, because this is a part of your insurance. Your insurance will never cover you if you do not test and you don't keep some sort of record of testing. I mean, you can keep it on, you know, an exercise book. It doesn't matter. You can keep it on a spreadsheet on your computer. But you definitely need something for all your testing to be able to prove if something ever went wrong. You know, you want to be able to prove that you've tested it, that even after you've glazed them, you've tested different fragrances in different jars. That is a part of your responsibility when selling products. So I'm sorry to be a mumsy, but I would hate for anybody to be sued because you haven't done this kind of thing. So please do that. And like I said, you need to record it. You will need evidence if something ever went wrong. I'm sure nothing would go wrong, but you know, this is just a part, isn't it, about doing the right thing. So I hope today has been super helpful, my beautiful friends. I hope you have really enjoyed coming along and seeing how I seal these really, really sweet, lovely, beautiful jars that I am so excited to release. And you can see that I've done lots and lots of different colors as well. Like if we give this one a stripe over the top so that you can see, you'll see how beautiful the color is. And Janelle was, she said, look, I just want all different colored ones. I really don't mind. So I thought, look, that was good. It was my creative flair. Got to step out of the box and make lots of different ones for her. And I'm sure that they're going to fly off the shelf. once she starts selling these ones. I'm pretty sure she will list them on Facebook or something like that. So just wait for her, and I'll give you some links once I know, so that I can sort of show where she's doing all of this from. I'll tell you in one of the Sunday chats or something like that when she lets me know. But I think it's going to be a few weeks, and these ones are going out to Janelle this week. So there's 50 of them going out. Some are already pre-boxed. Already boxed some up, and then of course these ones. So anyway, hopefully, like I said, this does help you, my friends, and I will see you on my next video. But don't forget to give me a thumbs up and a like. I remember we're not going to do that one, are we? Because I did say before that one's not cured yet. Yeah, so make sure you give me a thumbs up. Come and join me on Patreon if you like. And of course, I do have a free Facebook group, so you can come over there, share the love, say hi. It's a very friendly group. I don't put up with any nastiness. I always say it's a kind group where all kindness makes the world go round. Anyway, I will see you over there, Patreon, or on my next video.